I'm building one of the Fuji Guys. I have here with me the Real 3D W3 3D camera from Fujifilm. I'm going to show you how to get this camera up and running so you can take your very first photo, as well as how to delete an image and to zoom in, zoom out with the camera. So the very first thing you want to do is locate the battery cover, which is on the bottom of the camera. You slide it forward and it pops open, and it opens up the area where you can actually insert the lithium rechargeable batteries and the memory card. So I do have the batteries with me here. As you can see, you want to match the orange stripe with the orange tab, and of course the contacts should go in the camera versus the opposite way, this way. So make sure the contacts are in the camera and the gold stripe or the orange stripe matches the orange tabs. So I'm going to put that into the camera right there, slide it in, and it clips in place. This knob goes up, and so it's secured. If I push down, the battery pops open. Okay, so that's how you remove the batteries. Then I have my SD card. It uses a standard SD card. It also uses the SDHC card. When doing HD video, it's highly recommended that you use a Class 6 SD card. Again, inserting the card to the camera, you can either follow the little diagram that's on the bottom of this flap, and you can see that the cutout area is to the right of the camera, facing front, or you can say that the front of the card is the front of the camera, the back of the camera is the back of the cards, and that's how you would insert it into the slot into the camera. So pushing it in, clicks in place. If I push it again, and it pops open. So let's close the lid by pushing it down and sliding it down, and now it's locked. The camera's ready to go. To power the camera on, all I have to do is slide the lens cover. It opens up and reveals two lenses, two microphones, and a flash. Let's take a look at the back of the camera. If it's the very first time you turn on the camera, you have to set a few options on the camera, like the language. So it's either using up and down for the directional pad, and I'm going to select English, of course, and my different power saving modes. So I'm going to do quick AF, so I don't mind it eating up a little bit of juice to give me a very fast focus, very fast speed. So there we go. The camera's ready to go. It's ready to shoot in 3D. It's really difficult to see the 3D here with the single lens because it requires two eyes, of course, like your human eyes. But if I were to take the very first shot, it's through the shutter button up here. I push halfway down and all the way down to take the photo. I can zoom in, zoom out, so the camera does have a 3x optical zoom lens. Okay, you want to be careful that your fingers don't go in front of the lens, otherwise you can see a little blurriness in front there. As you can see, my hands are being put in front. So again, zooming out, put my hands in front. You can see it has a little bit blurred. Now it doesn't look properly on the back of the screen is because the screen is displaying 3D. But if I push this 2D button, it becomes 2D. Now it's a lot easier for you actually to see which lens it's coming from. So it's coming from the left lens. So to take a 2D image, I can just push this button here, and it snaps and saves a 2D image. If I want to go back to 3D shooting, I push 3D, and now it's back to giving me a 3D perspective. So if I can take that shot, push it, boom, it gives me a 3D image. It's kind of hard to see in the back of the camera. I'm going to show you that by pushing the playback button, and that's that 3D shot. I'm just going to try to flicker it left and right for you to see, but it's really difficult unless you're actually looking on the back of the camera. If I go to the 2D image, as you can see, no problems whatsoever. It looks fine. So that's sort of how to navigate through the images, going back and forth by pushing the directional pad. I can delete an image by pushing up on the pad and going deleting. There we go, and that's gone. I can go to the next shot, quickly delete that image, boom, and it's gone. And if I want to go back to shooting, I just tap that button. Now to do video, there's a video recording button here. When you push it, it switches to the video mode. It's on 3D, of course, and I'm going to push the shutter button one time, and it starts doing the recording. Push it again, and it stops. And if I wanted to go back to shooting regular photos again, I push the movie button again, and now I'm back to regular 3D photos. And of course, pushing that gives me 2D. If I shoot 3D images, I'll also have 2D images. If I shoot 2D images, I don't have 3D images, okay? Command dial wise, you can change it around different shooting modes, just like any of our Fuji cameras. There's also even a manual control mode to adjust the aperture and shutter on the camera, and a couple other advanced features. Again, zooming is in and out. When shooting 3D, of course, if I just go back to the auto mode and I take a snapshot, and I don't like the way it looks on the screen, I can adjust the parallax of it by using this parallax control. And I'm not sure if you can see this on the screen or not. when I do, oh, you know what? I didn't shoot in 3D, so let me shoot that in 3D. There we go. It's 3D. Play back the image. Now you see that sort of double image, right? So if I try and change the parallax, you can see it sort of sliding left and right. I can adjust the parallax so they match. Boom. And now I have a proper 3D image. Of course, you can't see it on the screen, but you have to look at the camera live. So that's just a quick look at how to get this camera up and running. Again, it's a Fuji 3D W3 camera from Fuji.